Level 1. The Lookout. Age 14. Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. You're standing on a corner you've stood on 100 times before. Same cracked sidewalk, same stray dogs, same heat pressing down on you like a hand on your neck. But today is different. A man walks up. You know him. Everyone in the neighborhood knows him. He doesn't say much. He just points to the end of the block. Watch that road. If you see a black truck or a uniform, you send this message. He holds up a phone. One contact. No name. Just a number. He hands you 200 pesos. That's it. You don't ask questions. You've seen what happens to kids who ask questions. So you stand there. You watch. You wait. Hours pass. Nothing happens. But something shifts inside you. Because for the first time in your 14 years of life, someone needed you for something. That feeling? It's the most dangerous thing the cartel ever gave you. Level 2. The Halcón. Age 15. You know the streets better than your teachers know your name. They upgrade you. Now you're not just watching one corner, you're watching 6. You have 3 other kids under you. Younger than you, hungrier than you. You teach them the signals. 1 buzz means cops, 2 buzzes means military, 3 buzzes means get out now. You don't carry a weapon, not yet, but you carry a radio, a cheap burner phone, and the quiet confidence of someone who knows they matter to dangerous people. Your mother thinks you're playing soccer after school. You let her believe that. The money starts coming in small. 500 pesos a week, then 800, then 1,000. You buy your little sister shoes, real ones, name brand. Your mother cries. She thinks you saved up. You say nothing. At night you lie in bed listening to the sirens outside and you feel something new. Not fear, control. Small control, tiny control, but it tastes like everything. Level 3. The Runner. Age 16. The city is your classroom now. They don't keep the good ones watching corners forever. You get a motorcycle, used, beat up, doesn't matter. Your job is simple. Pick up a package from one address, drop it at another. Don't open it, don't ask what's inside, don't stop for anyone. The first time, your hands shake on the throttle. The second time, less. By the 20th time, you're eating a torta with one hand and steering with the other. The packages get heavier, the routes get longer. Culiacan to Novalato, back before sunset. You don't know what you're carrying. Doesn't matter. What matters is that nobody stops you, because someone has already cleared the path. You start to understand something. The cartel is not chaos. It's a machine, invisible, perfect, terrifying in how ordinary it looks. You are a small gear in that machine, but you're turning, and the money is real. More than your father ever made in a month, you're making in a week. He asks where it comes from. You tell him you're working construction. He nods. He doesn't ask again. Level 4. The Soldier. Age 17. The motorcycle is gone. Now you ride in trucks. They give you a weapon, an old AK, worn grip, but it works. They make sure you know it works. Your first assignment isn't to use it, just to hold it, stand in the background, look serious. You're muscle now, window dressing for meetings where men in cowboy boots talk in quiet voices about numbers you can't comprehend. You learn the rules fast. Don't speak unless spoken to. Don't touch your phone during a meeting. Don't ever look the boss in the eyes. There are 12 of you in the group, young, lean, loyal, because loyalty is the only currency that keeps you alive. One night, shots are fired. Not at you, nearby, a rival crew making noise. You don't run. You stand still, just like they told you. The men around you are calm, terrifyingly calm. That night you realize These men are not afraid of dying. That's not courage. That's something else, something colder. You start practicing that coldness yourself, in the mirror before bed, eyes forward, face still, breathing slow. You're getting good at it. Level 5. The Sicario. Age 19. The machine decides it's your turn. There's a man. You don't know his name. You don't need to. You're given a photo, an address, a time window. 2 hours. You've thought about this moment before, in the abstract, the way you think about a car crash. You know it happens, but it always happens to someone else. Now it's happening to you. You sit in a car across the street from a small restaurant in Mazatlan. You watch the door. He comes out at 7:43 p.m. just like they said he would. Your heart is hammering. Your hands are completely still. That disconnect, thunder in your chest, stone in your hands, is the thing no one ever talks about. You do what you were sent to do. You drive away at the speed limit, no faster. That night, you don't sleep. Not because of guilt. You're not ready to call it guilt. It's something else, a hum in your body, a frequency you can't turn off. By morning, you've been paid 50,000 pesos. The hum gets a little quieter. In a week, it's almost gone. In a month, it's just background noise. That's the moment you truly become dangerous, not when you pulled the trigger, when you stopped hearing the hum. Level 6. The Plaza Lieutenant. Age 22. You run a street, then a neighborhood, then a plaza. They promote you. Not with a ceremony, not with a speech, just a phone call. You're in charge of the Cinco de Febrero sector. Handle it. That's it. No handbook, no training, no backup plan. You have 15 men under you now, some older than you, some who've been doing this longer than you. They watch you the first week, testing. You feel it, the quiet challenges, the slow responses to orders, the sideline looks. So you make a decision fast. There's a man in your crew who's been skimming, small amounts, but enough. You handle it publicly, in front of everyone. After that, no one tests you again. You collect taxes now. Every business on your streets pays. The pharmacy, the tienda, the mechanic, the taco stand run by the old woman who reminds you of your grandmother. She pays too. You tell yourself you're protecting them, and it's not entirely a lie, because if you weren't collecting, someone worse would be. You believe that. You need to believe that. The money is significant now. You rent a better apartment. You buy your mother a refrigerator. You hire a driver. You start thinking about tomorrow instead of just surviving today. That's growth. That's progress. That's the trap. But you can't see it yet. Level 7. The Regional Boss. 25 years old, 3 plazas, 40 men, 1 boss above you and everything below. You have a burner phone stack now, 6 phones, each one for a different layer of the organization. You wake up at 5 a.m., not because you're disciplined, because paranoia is now your alarm clock. You check the phones, you check the windows, you check the door. Every morning, same sequence. Your breakfast meetings happen in moving vehicles, never the same route twice. The men who work for you are loyal because you pay well and because they've seen what happens to traitors. You move product now, not packages on a motorcycle, coordinates, transfers, quantities measured in kilograms that get shipped north in false-bottom trucks, in baby formula cans, in hollowed-out engine parts. The Culiacan to Phoenix pipeline is yours to maintain. You don't touch anything with your hands anymore. You're a manager, an executive, a shadow CEO. You have a legitimate business now, a construction company. On paper, it's doing very well. The government official who signs your permits gets an envelope every month. The police commander in your zone gets 2. This isn't corruption to you anymore. It's infrastructure. But something else is changing. The stress is physical now. Your hair is thinning. You wake up with your jaw clenched. You've stopped eating meals sitting down. You haven't called your mother in 3 weeks. You tell yourself you'll call tomorrow. You always say tomorrow. Level 8, the cartel council member. You sit in rooms where real decisions are made. There are 8 men in the room. No phones, no weapons on the table, no last names used. You've been invited because you've proven something rare in this world: operational efficiency combined with loyalty and discretion. The conversation is about politics, federal elections, which candidates to support, which ones need to be warned, which ones are already bought. Billions of dollars flow through this organization, hundreds of millions in bribes annually. Tunnels, submarines, freight containers. The Sinaloa Cartel is not just a criminal organization. At this level, you realize it's a parallel state. It has its own tax system, its own judiciary, its own military, its own foreign policy. And you are now one of its ministers. The power is extraordinary, intoxicating, real in a way that nothing else in your life has ever been. But something else comes with it. Eyes. You can feel them everywhere now. DEA, Interpol, SEIDO, rival organizations, and the biggest threat of all, the people inside your own world who want what you have. You travel with 4 bodyguards now. You've moved your family, without telling them why, to a house in a quiet suburb, new names on the utility bills. Your wife stopped asking where you go at night. You stopped telling her. The life you're living and the life your family sees are 2 separate movies playing on the same screen. You're exhausted in a way that sleep cannot fix. But you keep going, because stopping is no longer an option. Level 9, the most wanted. Age 31. Your name is on a list in Washington, D.C. You find out on a Tuesday. A contact inside the Attorney General's office sends a single word: indicted. Your face is on an international arrest warrant. The United States is offering $5 million for information leading to your capture. $5 million. You sit with that number for a long time, because you know there are people in your inner circle who would take that deal without hesitation. The math is simple and terrifying. Who around you is worth more than $5 million in loyalty? The answer changes everything. You dismiss 2 bodyguards that week. No explanation, no severance. You move to a house that 4 people know about, just 4. Your daily routines, the already random routines, become more erratic. You change vehicles twice a day. You sleep in different locations. Your diet has collapsed. You're running on coffee and adrenaline and a deep, grinding fear that you wear like a second skin. The organization still runs. Your orders still move through the chain. But now every phone call feels like a noose. Every face in the street is a potential bounty hunter. You haven't seen your children in 6 weeks. Your oldest asks your wife where Papa went. She says he's working. She doesn't know how close to the truth that is. Level 10, the betrayal. Age 32. The walls close in, and the blow comes from inside. You've survived rivals. You've survived government operations. You survived 3 separate attempts on your life. One in Mazatlan, one at a roadside checkpoint you almost drove into, one that came in the form of a bomb in a car parked outside a restaurant you were supposed to be in. Someone tipped you off each time. But the 4th time, no tip comes, because the person who would have tipped you off is the one who set it up. You find out 3 hours before they come. A loyal driver, one of the original 4 who knew the address. He's been speaking to a DEA handler for 8 months. 8 months of slow betrayal. payments in a U.S. bank account, a deal already signed for relocation, a new identity, his family brought across the border. 8 months. You think back, every conversation, every route he drove you, every building he walked you into. 8 months of data on you, your patterns, your contacts, your family. You have 3 hours. You make 2 calls, pack nothing, walk out a back door that no one else knows exists, and you run. Not metaphorically, actually run. Through a backyard, over a wall, into an alley, into someone else's life. The operation that hits your house happens 37 minutes after you left. You watch it on the news from a room that smells like old cigarettes and mildew somewhere in the mountains of Durango. Federal agents, camera crews, your name on their lips. They call it a major victory. You're still breathing. But everything you built, the houses, the accounts, the businesses, the men, the structure, all of it is being dismantled in real time on a television screen. You call no one, because there is no one left to call. Level 11. The Fugitive. Age 32 to 35. 3 years in the mountains, then the jungle, then the mountains again. You live in a series of small rooms, different walls, same ceiling, low, cracked, pressing down. The world you ran has moved on without you. New bosses, new alliances, reshuffled hierarchies. Your name is still on the list in Washington. The bounty has gone up. 7 million now. 7 million for a man eating rice and beans in a borrowed house. You keep a radio, you listen, you learn, you adapt. You're not finished. You tell yourself this every morning, a ritual, a religion. You still have contacts, fragments of the old network, a handful of men who stayed loyal out of love or out of fear or out of nowhere else to go. You start rebuilding, slowly, carefully. Different structures now, less visible, more insulated. You're no longer a regional boss. You're a ghost, an architect of something invisible. And invisible things are very hard to arrest. But the years are leaving marks. You look in a cracked bathroom mirror and you see a man who is tired in every cell of his body. You think about your children. Your oldest is 10 now, maybe 11. You've lost track. You think about the corner in Culiacan where it started, the cracked sidewalk, the stray dogs, the 200 pesos in your hand. You think, if someone had shown you this mirror then, would you have taken the money? You already know the answer. That's what haunts you most. Level 12. The Capture. Age 36. A mountain road, 4 a.m. It ends the way it always ends. You don't hear the helicopters until they're already overhead. 4 of them. By the time you're on your feet, the building is surrounded. Marines, Special Forces. This isn't a state police operation. This is coordinated, international. Someone gave them something real. You think about running for exactly 2 seconds. Then you look at the perimeter and you stop thinking about it. They take you in zip ties on a dirt road in Sinaloa, 43 kilometers from the town where you grew up. You don't fight. You don't speak. You walk to the truck the way they taught you to walk into any dangerous room, slowly, calmly, showing nothing. Even now, even at the end. Old habits. The photograph they take of you goes around the world in 6 hours. Your face on every news channel, every phone, every government building that has a reason to know your name. Breaking news in a dozen countries. In Culiacan, some people celebrate quietly. Others light candles. Level 13. The Cell. Age 36 and beyond. A cage. Federal. Maximum security. The cell is 2 meters by 3 meters, concrete on all sides, a toilet, a cot, a single overhead light that never fully goes out. 23 hours a day in here, 1 hour out, no contact with the outside world, no visitors from the organization, no phones, no radios, no news, just you, your thoughts, and the hum of fluorescent lights. The trial happens in a different country, extradited on a Tuesday morning, flown out before the lawyers could file the final motion. The charges are read for 45 minutes. You watch the prosecutor speak. You think about the boy on the corner with 200 pesos. You listen to the list of everything they say you did. You listen to it the way you'd listen to a story about someone else. The sentence is handed down, multiple life terms, consecutively. You will die in this building, not dramatically, not in a blaze of gunfire in the mountains. Slowly, quietly, alone, in a room smaller than your childhood bedroom.